nerd out on you. Who's ready to get a little nerdy right now? Great, great. Do we have any history majors in the house? Poli-sci lovers, civics lovers? Yes, yes. National affairs. Thanks, Lindsay. Okay, this is for you. Everyone else, go ahead and open up your minds. Here we go. I'm going to talk to you about something really cool that you can do living in Washington, D.C. And by really cool, I mean really nerdy. I'm talking about going to the Supreme Court and listening to oral arguments or hearing decisions read. In other words, hashtag history as it happens, which also happens to be the slogan of one of my favorite TV shows, Washington Week, with Gwen Ifill on PBS. Consider some of the famous cases the Supreme Court has decided. Brown versus the Board of Education, Roe v. Wade, Bush v. Gore, Loving v. Virginia. These all have huge implications to our history. If you were alive, you could have heard some of these decisions as they happened. Some of you, millennials, weren't there yet. This term, the Supreme Court will decide, or will tie, depending on what happens, some pretty important cases on immigration, abortion control, Planned Parenthood, Obamacare and contraception, affirmative action. You could be in the courtroom when, hashtag, on May 31st, 2013, only 10 states of 50 have full legalized same-sex marriage. Some of the states, like California, were in a back-and-forth tug-of-war between the legislature and the voters over who should have the right to marry. The federal law of the land was DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act. This denied gay Americans the right to marry. However, DOMA was going to have its day in court, in the Supreme Court, here in Washington, D.C. Hashtag, on June 26, 2013, on June 26, 2013, for those of us who were following SCOTUS blog knew that this was going to be the day that they were going to decide U.S. v. Windsor. U.S. v. Windsor challenged the constitutionality of DOMA. For big cases like Windsor, people often line up the night before and sleep on the streets in order to get into the courthouse. I didn't plan on this. I was just riding my bicycle by, but I got in line. How could I not? I didn't write that down as laugh line, but I got one, yeah! So anyways, I just got in line. And so I'm gonna give you some tips for when it's your turn to go to the Supreme Court and listen to oral arguments. Here's a spoiler, I didn't grow up camping, so really didn't think through this one. Here's some do's. Do, plan ahead. Don't bring your bike. It doesn't help with camping, nowhere to put it. Do, pack some stuff. Something to sleep on, something to eat, and an umbrella. Read really big thunderstorm that night. Do prepare to be on TV because you never know who's coming up to you at 10:50 asking you, why are you sleeping on the street? Don't. Get into it with the other people in line, whether they be someone from a differing point of view or whether they have bad line etiquette because you don't know if they're going to have food that you want to share. The next morning, Supreme Court officials are going to walk around and hand you the golden ticket. Because I've got a golden ticket. Also millennials, I don't know if you're there. Going off script. Oh, that's my cue. Shoot, I'll hurry up. Anyways, you're going to get this golden ticket, and then they're going to tell you to go ahead and go on into the Supreme Court. The only thing I was thinking about this time is there food? Is there coffee? What am I going to do with all my stuff? I didn't think through that. The Supreme Court has thought through that. You're going to go in. There are going to be lockers for your rain-drenched lawn chair, all your stuff. There's a cafe that serves coffee and food. After that, they're going to line you up right outside the courtroom, and if you're like me, your significant other is going to point to you and say, you are to be very quiet here. You are not to react. Because inside that courtroom, it's serious business. No phones, no videos, no noise. We just walked in, took our seats, and I was filled with a room full of hopeful gay Americans and just held our breath. My heart races thinking about that morning. My full status as an equal American hung in the balance. And then the justices walk out, Justice Kennedy started reading, and boom, history changed. My life changed. Millions of lives across America changed. And I was there to witness it. I cried like a baby in that room. I cried making this presentation at my desk at KaBOOM at 8 p.m. on a Thursday night, and Joy walks up to me. Why are you crying? These are good tears, Joy. These are good tears. I was just reading the decision at my desk. So here's the gay marriage map 2 years later, brought to you by the Supreme Court of the United States. So go witness, hashtag when something that matters to you comes. Be a part of it.